Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Learn with Jason. Today, we are bringing back Thor from Stripe. Thor, thank you so much for coming on the show. How are you?
Very good. Thanks for having me again. It's great to be back.
Yeah, it is great to have you back. I appreciate you staying up late. I know that it's approaching the middle of the night in Singapore right now, but I think today is going to be a lot of fun. So, yes, I know, y'all. I've had it's been a week. So I up until about 20 minutes ago was emceeing the React Summit, and then yesterday we did a Learn with Jason, and with Dom where we played with GraphQL and Cloudinary, and then I also spoke at Magnolia JS. So it's been a wild week. This is the busiest week I've had in months. Who says we're not doing anything when we're in quarantine, right? But Thor, this is what your third time on the show, right?
Correct. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
the first time was sometime last year, really when we rolled out the new checkout product.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, 2 weeks ago, we did the one with Netlify functions where we dug into kind of server side things, handling serverless with Netlify functions. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, today we're back with a specific use case looking at accepting donations on your static sites.
Yeah, exactly, right. And so this one I think was really cool. So I'm going to show. Let's do a quick recap of what we did last time, right? So you came on and you taught us how to sell products on the JAMstack. We did that by actually building out the store live, which was really fun. And we are now selling stickers. This is a live store, and this episode was so much fun because not only did we like go through how it would work, but we legitimately took this live. We got our first paid order on the stream. Somebody actually purchased stickers from the store that we built on the stream. So we went from zero code to production, actually accepting money on a Jamstack site in under 90 minutes. And then from there, I went and I took that to, let's see, it was, if I can remember this, Egghead Stripe Products. Here it is. So we then took that over to Egghead and turned it into a condensed course, the video lessons. These are free, so you can go take those, go watch those videos if you don't want to watch the full 90 minutes. This is condensed down to 38, so it's just the code. And then we also added this onto the Netlify blog. So Thor and I took, here it is, we took the post and turned it into a written tutorial as well. So this was a ton of fun, and we're just going to go ahead and do that again today. But this time we're going to do donation. So before we start writing code, I actually wanted to talk for a minute about like the use case for this, right? Because this is different than selling a product. So do you want to talk a little bit about the differences and the nuances of what the different, like what changes when you're using Stripe for products versus donations?
Yeah, I think it's not so much kind of what changes on the Stripe side, but it's really kind of what are your business needs when you're selling a product or a service. And
Mm-hmm.
sort of the easiest use case that you can have is where you're accepting donations, which is really something where you don't have to fulfill anything. You might want to send a thank you message, of course, as well as a receipt, but in terms of the fulfillment process, it's quite easy. And so this is something where kind of a static solution, really using a static site and what we call a client-only checkout, enables you to get a page up sort of very efficiently and quickly and operate it very cost efficiently, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
In that, I mean, and it's cool too because like this covers a lot of bases. So it's not just donations like we're a charity and we want people to donate to our cause. This could be I'm a developer and I want people to be able to like buy me a coffee because an article I wrote helped them.
correct,
And
yeah.
it,
Or in the current time, you might not have as much foot traffic as like an offline business.
Mhm.
So you might actually want to spin up a site quickly, maybe to accept donations or sell gift cards or things like that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really good point, you know, and we've seen a lot of that where I know, for example, in Portland, there are a lot of businesses that I want to see continuing through the quarantine, but you know, like my barber and the butcher that I go to and stuff like that. And in some cases, like with my butcher, I'm able to make an order and we figured out a way to do like curbside pickup so that we can do it safely and make sure that they're still operating. But with like, I can't go to a barber right now. So I want to be able to continue to like pay for those services, uh, you know, just so that they don't have to lay everybody off so that they can keep operating. And they don't have a way to do it. There's no way for me to give them money. So this is a great idea to use something like this to stand up quickly and make it so that these companies can say like, hey, if you want to keep us rolling, like here's a way to you know, throw a few bucks in the pot and keep us rolling. Um,
Correct. Yeah. Or if you're a meetup or some organization that supports kind of definitely nonprofit organization.
mhm.
Here in Singapore, for example, there is an nonprofit organization called Engineers.sg,
Mm.
and they film all of the tech meetups that happen across Singapore and provide that content online. And so for them, it's actually also a great use case to accept donations also on a recurring basis to help with kind of that effort. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And shout out to the chat. It's good to see y'all. I see Lily, I see Narendev, I see Eco. And Nick DeJesus is in the chat now, but he will be joining us on the stream here in a bit. So what we're gonna do, just to kind of lay out some plans for today, is Thor and I are gonna build this from scratch, like doing it the hard way, right? We're gonna write all the code by hand. We're gonna set everything up, and then Nick is gonna join. And Nick is going to show us some convenience that he's built, like some wrappers that will make this pretty close to automatic. Like he's done some really cool work integrating with Stripe. If you've been following Nick's work online, he has tons and tons of amazing code to make it easier to work with Stripe. So he's going to be showing off some of that. So with that, no further ado, you want to write some code?
Yeah, let's do it. I want to see you write some code.
Good. Let's do it. Yeah, let's see. Oh, so we would need to add code. That is correct. We would need to add code. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up my terminal here, and I'm going to move into a folder. And where should I start? Well, let's talk through requirements. What do I need to do to accept donations with Stripe?
So in its easiest form, you can have one HTML file. So what you need is basically some site that has some kind of buttons, some visuals, and a little bit of JavaScript. So that is really kind of how you can get started. And so, yeah, maybe let's start with...
Is this something that we could build in like a code pen? Like, is there anything secret that we need or any build step to hide a key, or like, can we just...
No, we can go code sandbox or whatever we want. Yeah,
let's do it. Let's build it in a code pen. I always think that's fun, right? So let's make that work. We are going to Stripe donation button. So let's start with just the HTML. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Coding Garden, thank you. Oh wow, we got a whole bunch of folks. What is up, y'all? Welcome to the stream. We are doing donations in Stripe. We've just started coding. You're here at exactly the right time. We are about to put code on the screen. So let's dive in here, and I'm going to start with what I think I need, which is a button that says donate.
Correct.
Okay.
So what we can do is, if you quickly want to jump into the Stripe checkout docs, we can have a look. Oh yeah, pretty button.
Yeah, make it look a little bit nicer. We will go with a border of none and a border radius of, let's say, like 0.25 rems, and then we'll set a font size of, let's go 2 rems. Okay. text transform uppercase. We want to make this really clear what's going on, and we'll give it just a little bit of padding so that it is nice and easy to see, right? Maybe 1 rem on the sides. Beautiful. It's a beautiful button.
It's awesome.
And then we can add a little bit of space around it too. So we'll just call this like a wrapper. And we will say that our wrapper class is going to let's go. Will text align center do what I want? I don't know if that's going to actually work. Oh, it totally does. All right, so let's just set some padding then, and we'll say that we're going to give ourselves 5 rem all around. Beautiful. We've got ourselves a big old button that's going to let us donate. And now I'm going to open up the Stripe docs, and that let's just go to stripe.com. Make sure that you check this out. If you haven't used Stripe, like it is truly a delight. So let's go into the documentation. And do I want to go to online payments?
We want the pre-built checkout.
Pre-built checkout.
Just on the first option.
Okay.
And then we actually, if you scroll in the left navigation bar, unfortunately, it's a bit hidden there. So we want the client-only integration here. And let's start with the one-time payments. And then we can look at the subscriptions as well.
Okay. And we're not going to get too deep into subscriptions today, but don't worry about that because we've got another stream scheduled here in a couple weeks, I think it is, early May, where we're going to dive deep into subscriptions. We're going to set up subscription management, how you can turn them off and on, let people manage their own subscriptions. That's going to be a ton of fun, but we're not going to get too deep into that today. So let's see here.
So the first thing we need to do is we actually need to enable the client-only checkout.
Okay.
And really what that does is it adds kind of a domain whitelisting functionality. And really you need that because you don't want, so basically the way you redirect to checkout in the client-only integration is with your publishable key, you redirect off. Now the publishable key is public to anyone, and so you don't want anyone to be able to copy your publishable key and redirect to checkout. So that's why you have this whitelist in live mode. You would set a whitelist of domains that are allowed to redirect off for your publishable key.
Got it. Okay, cool. So let's head over here, and I'm gonna say checkout client only integration. This is my test account. Yes. So I'm going to enable it. All right. And then pull all of this off screen. Get out of here. All right. So then I'm going to grab this. And there we go. And so my domains, I'm going to need to set my my code pen, is that right?
Not in test mode, so only in live mode.
Got it. Okay, so I don't need to do anything in test
Correct. Mode. The only thing you need to do now is you need to create your first product.
Okay.
So that's just underneath there. And really the reason why we need to create the product in Stripe is because we don't have any server-side component to validate the amount that should actually be charged. So if you watched kind of last episode, we had the netlify function to actually check the SKU ID, get the product details from our JSON, and then, or JSON, sorry, I always say your name.
It's okay, happens all the time.
So get the product details from there and then validate that. And so by creating the product details within Stripe, we can actually offload that validation logic to Stripe. And then we get a SKU ID. That's the only piece that we need to redirect off to Stripe checkout. And then Stripe pulls all the product information from what we've created here in the dashboard.
Cool. So I have one question about this, which is there, like, what if I just want an arbitrary, like, you can donate, a minimum of whatever it is, 50 cents or $1, but, you can just say, like, I want to donate $1 or I want to donate $50. Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, so generally what we recommend doing there is that you have kind of tiers of products that you offer. So sort of the free form donation is not possible with the client-only checkout because you can't actually validate the input. So even if you accept kind of free-form donations, you probably want to have sort of a minimum and maximum bound value. And so that isn't possible here. But if you go back to the Stripe docs, we have a sample linked there. So if you go to the scroll to the top, in the docs to the top.
Here?
Yeah. And then there is a Stripe sample, and you can click on the hosted version.
Oh, nice.
And there you can see kind of that's.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, cool. So let's do this. We'll say donate. We'll say $5. That seems okay, and we'll set it to a price of $5. We don't need an image, I don't think.
No, that's optional.
Okay.
But if you upload an image there, it is shown on the checkout page.
Got it. Okay. So I'm gonna save this. All right, and now I have created my product. So where do we go from here?
So now if you see there is a SKU that was created for the product. Mm-hmm. And in the SKU widget, you actually have a button that's called Use with Checkout, just on the right.
Oh, wow.
And so pretty much you can put in your success URL and your cancel URL, and then just copy kind of that code snippet. And in this case, it actually includes the button.
Wow, yeah, that's cool. It does the whole thing for you, huh? So I can set this to be, I guess for now, we'll set it to be our code pen. So let me save this. Okay. And we'll set our success and our cancel URLs to be here. And do I get information about like what was or was not sent? I guess we can look at that. So I've got all this code. I'm just going to copy this, and then I'm going to come back in, and let's put this down. So I need to put this into my JavaScript.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's get that out of there. And then I'm going to put this down in the JavaScript spot. And I don't think I need the iffy anymore, so I can save that. And then this button, I don't want any of the style, but I do need this ID.
Exactly, yeah. So basically what we do here is we encode the SKU ID into the ID of the button, and then the event listener for the click is tied to that correct button to use the correct SKU ID.
Got it. Okay, so I'm going to have it load. I'm just going to tell CodePen to load the Stripe JavaScript. So let's save. And then I don't need this button anymore. And I'm going to move the error message inside. All right. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what happens. I'm going to click the button. Oh no, it didn't like something.
So if you look at the console log, what does it say?
It says Stripe is not defined, which that shouldn't be true. Because
property add event listener of null.
Let's see, so we've got Stripe here. Let's clear this and try again. I'm just going to refresh the page entirely. Okay, so our event listener is not getting added. So maybe I do need to add that.
Oh, the anonymous function that calls itself.
It'd be kind of weird if that was what was going on. Oh, mixed my syntax there. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to refresh the page. All right. What are you doing? Let's see. Is it picking up our button? So this is probably more that we're trying to get this to work in CodePen. So let's console log hello to make sure that it's actually running. Okay, so this isn't running at all. So it's not running our JavaScript for some reason. Is it running out here? Nope. Is it running out here? Oh, I know what I did wrong. I never actually called this.
Oh, yeah, lost in the anonymous function.
Okay, but that's still not working.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe trying to do this in CodePen was the wrong idea because
let's see. So we have the Stripe. Is it just the event, the ID of the checkout button? You copied over the whole ID, right? Yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. That it's at least calling. Let's see if it's getting a checkout button. It is getting our checkout button.
Okay.
So then we can see if it does anything when it gets clicked. Okay. But then it's not running our redirect to checkout. I wonder if this is a limitation of CodePen, like it prevents redirects.
Oh, I think CodePen can't, because we're trying to redirect the top location.
Yes. Okay. So this is
CodePen is preventing that.
And that makes sense because CodePen is literally a sandbox. It's not meant to be a full application. So that's on me. I should have done this in a browser. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to copy this, what we've done, and I'm going to go here and we'll say, call this Stripe donations, move into it. And
oh yeah, the chat is saying, can you open just the preview? So basically, can you open
maybe
kind of the full?
Yeah, let's see. Let's open just the
window.
live view, I think. No, not, is it live view?
No,
it doesn't.
If you open the console here, the Chrome, what does it say?
Unsafe attempt to initiate navigation. It doesn't. Okay. Yeah, it's frame based, so we can't we can't navigate out of the frame. Gotcha. So I'm just going to pull this out to, let's see, we've got this here. So I'm going to create source index.html, and inside of it we will set up a simple document, and it's a accept donations on the JAMstack using Stripe. Thank you for the Corgi Stampede. I appreciate it. Let's just actually copy this straight across. Ooh, good boop drop, y'all. Bury us in boops while we get this moved over. And then I can take this code and I need to update these to be, will localhost work here, or do I need to do something else?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna set this to be localhost. I think it'll be 5,000 because I'm gonna use the serve module. Nicely done, chat. You are booping away. So let's see what happens if I just run this. Okay, so I'm gonna run npx serve source. And we get, okay, that's a Stripe design button. It takes us right over. We are in test mode, which means that we can do any email, and then we've got a bunch of, Stripe has a bunch of like predefined credit card numbers. So we can just pound 42 out until we get there. Any future expiration date and any CVC.
Any name.
Okay, so let's pay $5. Beautiful. So we were just able to do an actual full setup. And so what we probably want to do in the future, since this is now a site that we control, is we can just set up like a success HTML, and we'll copy all of this in. We can drop all the button stuff. And instead, we will just say Donation successful. I broke my HTML just now.
Yeah, have a little thank you message. Maybe a picture of a party corgi.
Good call. Ooh, we did a really fun one yesterday. Let me see if I can find it really fast. We did. It was res.cloudinary. Oh no! Why can't I find this? It's always when I need to find something fast that I can't. But this is worth it. So stick with me, chat, because this is one of the silliest things that we've created on the show. Which, if you've been following the show for a while, is you may know a lot. So here is a corgi image that we built using Cloudinary yesterday, and so we were able to dynamically resize it, adjust the quality. We were able to add an overlay of the Learn with Jason logo, and we added some text, all in the URL using Cloudinary. So that was super cool. Go check that episode out. It should be posted. I believe it'll be live today, but this URL will continue to work. So let me share that in the chat. And then I'm going to go back here, grab this, and we'll put that into our page. Alt corgi. All right. And we'll probably want a little bit of style to make sure that doesn't, we'll just set it to be 600 pixels or something so that it doesn't blow out the whole layout. Okay, so then if I go out here and look, all right, we have a successful donation. So let's update down here, right?
Yep.
All right, so we can try that one more time. I'm going to say test@example.org. And we'll say like 24, 1, 2, 3. And now that we've paid, it accepts our payment. And, oh, it didn't pick up. Oh, did I forget to refresh?
Oh, maybe.
Dang it. Of course. Okay, so it's in there now. So, okay, one more time. This is going to be the one. Third time's a charm.
Oh, there's a question. Are you serving this with 11T?
No, this is just plain HTML.
Static.
Potato salad.
Yeah.
No, this will work. This will work.
Yes. This is the one. This is it. Here we go.
There's a question. I'm curious how Google Pay works. Do you want to use Google Pay instead?
I sure can. Let's do it. I'll do it. I don't care. Let's try. How does Google Pay work here, especially in test mode?
Yeah, so in test mode, you can see there is a lovely cut. You won't be charged. So basically what we do is in the background, we inject a test card instead of using your live card.
Okay.
But the nice thing about this is you don't have to set up any test cards with Google or with Apple. When you're using Apple Pay, for example, there was a time where when you wanted to test it, you would have to set up like a developer Apple ID and then set up like an Apple wallet, developer Apple wallet with test cards. And that was quite difficult. And so that's why we're doing that.
Yeah, that's super cool. I just didn't touch that button because I assumed that it wouldn't work for me. So that's very cool that it worked. And that's very cool that you went to all the pain of like solving that problem so that we don't have to suffer when we want to test that stuff locally. This is super cool. And it's also, that is so fast. Like, if we want to, and if we want to take this to production, what we would do, do you want to walk us through that process? I'm not going to do it because I'd have to show production keys and, we're not going to take this account out of test mode, but.
You could actually do it without needing to show any keys because the only key you really need here is the live publishable key. And you need to set your live domain. Okay. So that really is the only two pieces that you need to do. So you could actually show it live on the stream.
Yeah,
if you
all
wanted
right,
to.
oh, wait, I have to activate my account. So if I switch over to this one.
Correct.
And then I go to, wait, why didn't you let me switch? I might not be logged in. I don't think I'm logged into that account or something. It doesn't want to let me switch.
Oh, interesting.
That's okay. So what we would do is we would just uncheck this box, and then under the developers, it would show us and our API keys. This one is public, and that can be shown and shared anywhere, right?
Correct.
Then that one you would only ever put on a server, so that one needs to stay secret.
Correct.
Yeah, very, very cool stuff. I'm always kind of blown away by how just the ergonomics of this, the whole test environment and all that. I think Stripe has, at least in my experience, Stripe has always been kind of a good gold standard for developer experience, because if you lived in the days before Stripe was around, trying to take money on the internet was such a nightmare. You had all of these different steps for. I'll let you talk to this. What are all the things that Stripe is doing to make payments happen on the web?
Oh, well, how much time do we have? Yeah, there's a good amount to it. I think sort of the biggest piece is kind of the PCI compliance requirements, especially when you're taking credit card payments. You don't really want to handle any of these card details on your server.
Mm-hmm.
And so really what Stripe does is kind of the whole vaulting and tokenization. That was kind of the big piece there. I think we even have a patent somewhere about kind of this tokenization process, where really with the combination of a publishable key and a secret key, so that the card details never touch your server, and you don't have to worry about this. So as long as you use kind of the Stripe hosted checkout, or kind of our Stripe Elements, which is the drop-in iframe, you basically get PCI compliance out of the box. And then in the background, there's a lot of optimization we do in terms of authentication rate. So we're directly integrated with all the major card networks to really make sure that we can optimize authentication rates. And then, there's things in terms of dispute management, submitting evidence if someone disputes the payment. And a lot of that functionality nowadays, most of that you can do via the dashboard. But then, of course, you can automate a lot of things with the API.
So it just occurred to me that I can do something like just change this to window.location, can I? Because it's client side. Will that work?
Yeah.
Because what I was thinking is it would be kind of fun to deploy this so that people can try it out on their own.
I think you would have to say window.location.origin.
.origin. There it is. That's the one we want. Origin. All right. So let's take this one, and then we will drop that in here. And in test mode, this will just work for any origin, right? I don't need to change anything.
Correct.
Okay. So then I'm going to let's see, feature use the current location. Oops.
PCI compliance out of the box. What does that mean? Yeah, so really, PCI stands for Payment Card Industry Compliance. And if you were to Google that or look it up, if you wanted to adhere to kind of all the requirements, and there's a bunch of requirements if you handle card details on your server, you really don't want to be doing that.
Yeah, so what I'm doing in the background here, just to make sure I'm talking through it a little bit, is I just added all the code that we wrote to a new GitHub repo, and then I've got the GitHub Hub tools installed, and created a new repo. So this repo is now live, and you can check it out now. And then I pushed those changes up, and I'm in the midst of creating a new Netlify site. So I ran Netlify init. I chose my own Netlify organization and gave it a unique name. And now I'm going to tell it there is no build command, and we want to deploy the source directory. So we're going to get that done. And now that this is created, I can run netlify open. And that is going to open up my, that opened in the wrong window. So over here, it's going to open up my, my dashboard, and it shows us the site, which is now going to be live here in just a couple seconds. There it is. And now we can go look at it. All right, it's working. I'm going to drop this in the chat for you all to play with. And just to make sure that I didn't screw anything up, let's go through one more time. And I'm going to use that Google Pay. Won't be charged. Oh, it's beautiful how quick that is, right? So there we go. We're on the live success page. So once we switch out to a test key, and that's literally the only change, we are using a test key. Once we swap out to a live publishable key, those payments will be processed. So all the other code stays the same.
Yeah. So the live key and the whitelist domain.
Yes, we have to specify which domains this can actually be used on, which is
correct.
Very important for security, because I guess in this case, people would just be able to donate to you from other websites, but still, don't do that.
Yeah, I think it's more the problem in terms of like fraudulent payments. So you could have card testers actually, testing cards, and then you might get disputes and things. So with Stripe Checkout, we actually have a dispute protection program where we would catch all of that. So yeah, but it's just some of these security measures where you really want to make sure that this is only originating from your website domain.
Yeah, that is it's very cool, very powerful. Thor, is there anything else that you want to cover, or do you want to go to bed and we can bring Nick on and do the kind of library around this?
Yeah, I think it was really refreshing to kind of do this in vanilla JavaScript. I think what we could show, if you Google Stripe samples, so we have a Stripe samples GitHub organization, which has a bunch of pre-built samples. And actually, if you take the first one there, check out one-time payments, you actually get different integrations. So here, for example, you can click on the client-only one. If you click on the folder, there's the client-only client. And then we have a vanilla HTML as well as a create React app example that you can use. And you can use the Stripe CLI to kind of mix and match what you want. Do you want client and server, or only the client? And then do you want vanilla or React? And so, yeah, we'd love for you to test that out, kind of have a look there. It should hopefully help you get started very quickly. And also you can show in that organization, we have the Netlify checkout sample from last episode. And we're going to put this one here, the Netlify sample, the client-only Netlify sample also into this organization.
Yeah, the code that we did was, it's here somewhere. Here. This is the official sample cleaned up of what we built on stream, and this ended up looking really nice. This was really fun to build, and yeah. So Thor, I think it's probably well past your bedtime. I appreciate you coming on so much, and with that, I'm gonna take a 1 minute pause to get Nick loaded in, and then we're gonna come right back and we'll do the donation. So. Thor, thank you again so much. Y'all check the show notes when these come out, and go follow Thor on Twitter. Let's pull up his Twitter and share that. Thor Web Dev. I love that you've got that hammer. It's so good. Beautiful. All right, y'all, give us just 1 minute and we will be right back. All right. Oh, look at all those boops. They were ready for us.
Oh, wow. Just walk in through the door and get booped.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So we are back. We've got Nick DeJesus on the show. Nick, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Thank you for having me again.
Yes.
Very excited to show off one of the themes that I started. Still got some ways to go, but we can definitely get a nice little interface going in a short amount of time with Gatsby.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for it. I think it's going to be great. So I'd love to hear, like, you have been doing a ton of work with both Gatsby and Stripe.
Yes.
And so I'm just kind of curious, like, where'd you land on that? How'd you get into all this?
Well, it all started with your Egghead video. If I was to take it a little further back, I wanted an e-commerce site for my Tekken app, T7 Chicken.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not want to, I wanted to find, I'm a lazy developer, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to do any hard work. And so I was looking for options, and, you know, I found out about Gatsby. I saw your course on building themes, and I was like, man, it'd be cool to have e-commerce themes ready to go. Since then, I have been pumping out theme after theme after theme. I've got base themes just for creating the GraphQL nodes for subscriptions and products. I've got subscription themes, e-commerce theme. But the thing I'm most excited about right now is a hooks library I started, and it's almost ready to ship. A hooks library that handles Stripe, shopping cart logic, like all the state management you care about. It has right now. It's like integrated with. It's ready to handle like session IDs for you if you want to do server side stuff.
Cool. If
you want to do client side stuff only. If you want to connect it with your Stripe dashboard, like I have big plans for it.
Yeah. And the chat's calling you out, and I'm going to call you out a little bit too, because you're like, oh, I'm a lazy developer, which is why I have built an enormous amount of code.
I call it lazy driven development. The only thing that motivates me to write code is the idea that I won't have to do it again. That's literally all I care about. Like, I just don't, I do not want to do any of the things I've done before. I only want to write new code. And so I'm willing to build tooling around making and enabling my laziness. And I hope to enable your laziness as well.
Yeah, the hardest working lazy dev I've ever seen, Nick DeJesus, everybody.
Damn, y'all really called me out.
They're not gonna let you get away with that.
I know.
So let's jump in. Let's look at it. So I'm gonna switch us over to the screen view.
Yes.
And I am this is Nick's Twitter. Make sure you go and follow Nick if you don't already. He is in addition.
I need a banner.
Yeah, you need a banner? Where you at?
I don't know, man.
Come on. But so from here, we're going to go to your GitHub.
Yes.
Yes. Can I get the backstory? Where did this avatar come from?
Oh my God. Okay, so this is when I was working as an IT guy.
Okay.
And one of my coworkers was looking at a software, and he kept looking at the landing page, and then he kept looking back at me, and then he kept looking at the landing page and looking back at me. And apparently they had some character that he thought looked exactly like me. It was only missing the mustache.
Okay.
And so he was like, dude, this is you. Like, somebody out there created you on this landing page. It just needs the mustache. And then, like, I was like, no way, that's BS. He slapped the mustache on there, and I was like, okay, that's definitely me. and so I just took it. I just went with it. And now it's like my GitHub profile page, and it's never going to change.
That's great. So, Horacio, I'm not sure which quote you're talking about, but I would love it if you clipped it so that if it's funny, we can troll Nick with it, and if it's useful, we can hold on to it for later.
Oh boy.
Ed developer, can we do live streaming for React Stripe element and custom forms? I think we might be doing that later. I know Thor and I have a lot more content coming up, so definitely hit us up. Send us all your ideas. It looks like Thor just dropped a link to an example. But there's so much good content around all this coming in because it's so important to like figure out how to like take payments on the internet. Like if you're going to exist on the internet, at some point you need to make money on the internet, right? So I think that this content is such a big deal. So Nick, with that being said, where do we want to start? Like where do you want to go with this?
Yeah, so I think we're gonna start with a brand new Gatsby project. So if you look inside, if you just want to get an idea of one of the themes I made, it's called it's if you go into Gatsby theme stripe on my GitHub, it's on the top right.
Here we go.
Oh,
how come I didn't star that already? Everybody go star this repo.
And then and then if you go to packages, you'll see there's still so much work that has to be done. So these are like all of my Stripe themes. And the one we're going to use is the nonprofit theme.
Okay.
So I just wanted to show that the packages. So if we go to your editor, and we're basically just going to start a brand new Gatsby project.
Okay. Should I do it with like a Hello World theme or?
I'm trying to think about, because the only thing that I have in my example is just straight up a folder at root level. We just have like the index page, package.json, super minimal. I mean, yeah, you can do a Hello World theme thing, and then we can just plug in the nonprofit theme from there.
Oops. Throw in the npx so that we don't have to install it globally.
Yeah.
And this will take just a second. So, got any good jokes?
I don't know about any jokes, but I am going to pour myself some bourbon.
It is
just because it's Friday.
I guess it's past noon for you. So I'm like looking at my clock, like what? It's like 10 o'clock in the morning. No, it's one for you, right?
That's the tragedy of our streams. Like I'm always eating lunch or something when it's like breakfast time for you.
Yeah, no, well, actually, and this is just really keeping in your style, because the last time you were on the stream, you totally, you turned the stream into a mukbang and ate pizza in front of us the whole time. It was torture.
Fortunately, I had breakfast earlier, so
I appreciate that.
I was thinking about ordering a steak and cheese just for this just for this stream, but I didn't want to do that to you.
That would have been brutal, man. I've been up since like 4:30 a.m. today. I haven't had a chance to eat yet. So
somebody's asking what bourbon. I just got Bullet bourbon here.
I do love Bullet.
I've been trying to make old fashions. Like I just started a few days ago, and they keep tasting like just straight up bourbon.
All right, I got a trick for you. So what are you using for your sugar?
Oh, I'm using brown sugar because that's like all we have.
No, that's good. So are you just putting the sugar in, or are you making a syrup out of it?
Putting the sugar in, I'm using the bitters. And a splash of club soda and muddling.
Oh, you're muddling. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I got a recipe for you. It's easy. So take water. So 1 part water and 2 part sugar. Get the water hot enough that you can stir the sugar in, and it's going to turn into a simple syrup. And then do like a bar spoonful, or like less than a 1/4 ounce, but depending on how sweet you want your drink. You should like 1/8 to a 1/4 ounce of your syrup. Then put your bitters in, stir that up real good, and then put in your whiskey and stir that up real good. And then just put some ice in and like stir it until the ice melts enough to dilute it. And then like I don't put any fruit in. I just get the rind and like
I just do the rind.
Yeah, right.
And I do that thing where you rub it around the rim.
Yep.
And then that's the only part I feel like I'm doing right now.
Yeah. So if you do that, that's like the original old fashioned. I got to do a whole. I'll do a whole thing on cocktails later because that's not what we're here for today. Yeah. But like that's gonna change the game for you.
One thing I just realized. So it looks like the build is done, right?
Oh yeah. We're in. Sorry.
One thing we yeah, we were about to go in. I just realized that we could have been spending that time actually going to your Stripe dashboard and creating, because the way this theme works is it's supposed to be sourced by the Stripe dashboard.
Okay.
And so I see you have like payment things on there. So all you really need is just like subscription things and donation product things.
Okay. So I have one product here that we already created. So I need to create a subscription.
Wait, I think you have yeah. So I would recommend maybe doing 3 products that are considered donations and then 3 subscriptions or something.
Okay. So let's do a $25 donation.
Yeah. We don't need images.
Okay, and I can like the rest. This is all good. I can just leave it there.
Yeah. You could
All
just it just needs to exist. So this theme is going to look at both of your. So this theme, I built this because one, I wanted to make a cool donation page for resilient coders. But 2, I like the idea of being able to compose themes. And so what I wanted to do was combine my product theme with my subscription theme. And so with this theme, the idea was to make something that would allow you to do one-off payments or subscription-based donations.
Okay, so we'll just call it $10 a month.
Yeah. I mean, you could just do 1. You don't have to do 3. The design would probably look better with more, but just to get it going, just to get us there, you know.
Well, so I created 3 regular products, and let's do 1 subscription, and we'll stick it there.
Okay, cool.
All right, so what do I do? It's a recurring quantity.
You could just name it whatever. Subscribe. I think last time we was on the stream, we did something. Yeah. There we go.
Recurring 10 monthly.
Yep.
No trial. 1 unit. Okay, so I'm adding a pricing plan. All right.
Okay, cool. So we have a plan and we have a product. 3 products. So let's go back to let's actually set up the site.
Okay.
So you're going to have to install, so like yarn add Gatsby theme, Stripe, nonprofit, dashes in between all of that. And then we'll also need Gatsby plugin theme UI.
Okay.
And an actual theme UI.
Is it like this or is it?
Yeah, that should work.
Okay. And that's all?
Yes.
Okay, let's get those going.
I do have I think theme UI comes with the merge thing now, so I don't think I need deep merge anymore.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, which is really handy. I love theme UI.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah, shout out to Jackson and to John O'Tander, and I think Chris Biscardi had some stuff to do with that. Like theme UI is a very cool. It's really nice for making shareable, composable stuff.
Yeah, and they have an integration for React Native now too.
Ooh, here we go. All right.
Oh. Hey. So what does it take? What does it take for people? So there's Chris Biscorgi, and then I don't even know, there's your Jason Corgi,
we
right?
just called it the Beard Corgi. I don't know what else.
Beard Corgi, right?
We haven't come up with a pun yet.
So what qualifies someone to be a Corgi? Like what how would Dom end up becoming a Corgi?
I think that all it takes is making one. Because like really it was like
just making one.
Because Chris made the bearded corgi to troll me, and I made the Chris Biscorgi to troll him. So it's really just if you make one, it'll probably end up in the show.
I want to see a Dom Corgi. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, somebody go wreck Dom with a corgi. Okay, so I've got my stuff. It looks like it's all installed. Yeah, theme UI. So, we got it all. Yep, we're good.
So and then so we have to go into Gatsby config.
Okay.
And we have to just basically import the Gatsby theme, Stripe nonprofit. Oh, and this is where we need to pass in your public key
Okay.
and a success URL.
And what's the so my public key like?
You have to go to the dashboard.
Well, I mean, what's the shape of the options
Oh,
object?
sorry. It's Stripe public key camel case.
Okay, Stripe public key. And then what was the other thing? Success URL?
Success URL, which I'm not even sure if I really properly integrated that, but we'll see.
Okay, so I'm gonna use like I think it's gonna run at 8,000. So we'll just set it to localhost.
Yeah, I actually think I made a thank you page. So if you do localhost /thank -u, that I think that'll go to the thank you page after success.
All right. Anything else that we need to set up in here?
Those are the only two things.
Okay, let's go get that key.
Oh, and then like obviously, oh, actually, no, that's it. That's it.
All right, let's save it and let's run it. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to yarn, no,
Yeah.
npm run develop.
I think so. You definitely need to. Yeah, let's run it real quick just to see. So, yeah, let's just see what happens.
Look at it go.
Oh, there was like a red error thing. What was that?
Couldn't get.
Wait, did you add your?
I didn't add any plans or anything.
Cannot query plan ID on Stripe plan. Wait, did you import the? Yeah, you have your public key there.
Mm-hmm.
Plan ID. It cannot query it. It should. I wonder if there's something missing. And so you definitely have like you have a subscription there. That's what I named the subscriptions. I named them plan, right? That's in your Stripe dashboard.
Should be, yeah. Oh, wait, do I need to set it as a environment variable? Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's cool. We can set that up. That's not a problem. So let's.
Yeah, that's how I have it set up on my example.
Got it. Okay. So that's no worries. That's just me not quite doing that right. So let's.
I mean, I feel like it should have worked with the string there, but.
Well, it looks like because it's going into like this one's not getting set, so it probably isn't. It's probably it wouldn't pick up. Like we're not resetting the environment variable.
Oh, you know what? I think you need the secret key as well because this is supposed to be doing a node get to your Stripe dashboard.
Okay.
Right?
Where
so
does that get set somewhere?
Hold on, let me look at my environment. Yeah, you do need the secret key. Sorry. So in .env.development, you have to have Stripe. Yeah, Stripe API public, and then there's got to be Stripe API secret.
Like this?
Yeah, the way you have it for public, you got to change it to secret.
Got it. Okay, so let me grab this value again. Nope.
Yes. In
here. And then I'm going to pull this off screen real quick, grab this secret key.
Yep. Yeah. So, okay. So there's three themes at play here. There's the product theme. There's that's right, Thor, to pull in the SKU data. There's the theme for SKUs. There's the theme for subscriptions. And then those are being consumed by the nonprofit theme.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so those themes under the hood need the secret key to make the API requests.
Got it. Yeah, and so it just ran without the
error?
Yeah, without the error.
All right.
But it's missing something.
Oh no, it shouldn't. There's got to be a different error. going on because it should have shown something. Can we go to? Yeah, that's right, Talvs. Can we look at your source directory real quick?
Yeah, for sure. My source directory is. Should I delete that?
Yeah, if you actually delete the source, if you delete the pages folder and the index inside it, it'll just be the theme itself. And we're just doing this just to see
I
if
understand. Okay.
Yeah. So it should be. Yeah, things get kind of weird with theming, and like the mental model with making themes is.
Oops, that's not the one I want.
Yeah.
Go here. Something doesn't like.
Can we look at the console? Yeah.
Invalid value for Stripe API key should be a string.
Should be
I
a
specified
string.
undefined. Okay, so let's take a look and see what.
Let me double check. So let's look at. Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, I was just going to take a look and see what it's looking for.
Right.
Or that's not the plan base, the nonprofit. Here, index, it is looking for page selection.
I think it's looking for. There's got to be something with the config. So maybe Stripe. Can we look at the config? Like maybe Stripe public key. It's either got to be Stripe public key or the secret. Oh, and we have to go back to config into the config options and add the. No. We're not going to do that actually. No. Sorry.
I think we might need to because it looks like these aren't picking up the environment variables, so we might have to double set them right now, which is totally okay.
Stripe public key.
So I think I might need to do this.
Yeah. I think that's the case. Yep.
All right, so let's try this again.
That's my bad. I told you get rid of it earlier. All right, this should be it.
I believe. Show me potato salad. Oh no.
What was that?
Undefined. All right, let's log some stuff. Let's see what's coming out. So let's make sure that we're getting it.
Yeah.
Process.m.stripe public key.
In my theme.
Oh, do we need to load like .env?
.env.
That's me. That I should have known that. I've been writing Gatsby code for way too long to not know that one. Okay, so
that's the one thing I always forget. I think every single time every time I start a Gatsby project, I spend 15 minutes not knowing what to do because I didn't put in .env.
Yep, same thing. That happens to me every time that I try to use environment variables outside of like the kind of straight and narrow path. It always gets me.
You should put like a sticky note on your monitor that just says .env.
Put a damn sticky note on my forehead. Okay, so it's still not working. Now what's I'm wondering though. .env.development. Did I get this right? Okay. Is it path? Am I making stuff up?
It is path.
Okay.
And why is it okay, .process.env.
Process.env.nodeNv. Pretty sure that's right.
So what happens when you log the process.env underneath, like on line 4 or something, just to see?
Yeah, let's process.env.stripe public key. Let's see what comes out. That should immediately log. It's not logging anything. Okay, so what is going on with this? Because it's because I'm using the damn wrong. Oh my God.
So,
okay.
Wait, so hold on. You didn't have anything inside the environment variables? Was that it?
No, I did. I was just using, I was referencing something that didn't exist. I had the wrong name for it. Oh my God.
Nice.
This is why I need adult supervision. All right, here we go. Look at it.
Ah, there
Now
we
it
go.
works.
Hey, so okay, let me explain what we got here. So first of all, it's ugly, and
Dude, this is cool because like look what just happened. So aside from the fact that I couldn't figure out how environment variables work, what we just did was we went in here and said what we wanted people to be able to pay, right? So I'm in here and I've said I want people to be able to donate 5, 25, 50, or set up a $10 a month donation. And then this thing went and picked all that up for us. That is dope.
yeah, man, I'm enabling your laziness.
You really are.
So, it goes straight to checkout.
Look at it go. Look at it go. Beautiful.
Hey, boops. So from here, like the way the background has like opacity, is it opacity or opacity? How do
I
we
always say
pronounce that?
opacity. I'm not really sure what the actual correct.
Okay, cool.
Look at it go.
Hey.
Celebrate with some corgis. Always a good time. And we hit
And
our
then
thank you
page. Yep.
So that, I mean, yeah. So once I get past the point of like, oh, I remember how code works. This took us like, let's look at the actual code that we had to write to do this since I wandered around in circles for a minute.
Oh, so we need to add code.
So in order to do this,
Is that right?
we installed the Gatsby plugin theme UI, Gatsby theme Stripe nonprofit, and theme UI. Then we set up our .env.development with the Stripe API public and the Stripe API secret. And those values are here. I just have them masked so that you hackers can't steal my stuff. And then in Gatsby Config, we pulled in those environment variables, set up the Stripe nonprofit theme, added a Stripe public key, and told it where to go when things work.
You
That
hackers,
is
you
dope.
dirty hackers.
Like that is cool how fast that happened, and like yeah, man, I'm always impressed by the work you do. This is very very cool.
Thank you. And the thing about this is like it's just a component. Most of my other themes are like whole entire sites. This is just a component, and so the way it's set up right now, and it still needs a lot of work. But I don't know if you want to spend some time maybe seeing how the styling would work with it, or
we got time. We can spend we can spend 20 minutes on this, and if we get right in CSS, I will spend 20 minutes on this.
Yeah, definitely.
that look, somebody needs to cap that look of just you being like, oh God.
We're going to do some CSS. This is where I get exposed.
Right, I think I need a adult supervision here.
So if we make a folder inside source, and that folder needs to be named Gatsby plugin theme UI.
Gatsby plugin theme UI.
Yes.
And then I need what, index.js?
Index.js, yep. And then first thing we should do is maybe import merge from theme UI. So like merge from theme UI.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do const theme. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up here. Equals merge. We have to get the import the base theme first. So on line 2, let's do import base theme.
Like that?
From no, not like that. Without the brackets. Base theme from Gatsby theme Stripe nonprofit. Then do / source / Gatsby plugin theme UI. I think we could just leave it at right there.
Yeah, should get it.
Yeah, because it's the index file.
Okay.
And then so after merge, we're going to do parenthesis base theme,
and then an
object. Yep. And then let's do spread base theme. And then do colors. Colors object. And then I think you can get away with doing spread base theme and then colors, or
I'm not sure we need to do this because I think merge will take care of that for us. Let's see, because I've never actually used merge from theme UI, so I'm curious how in depth the merge is.
Okay, yeah. So let's set like primary color. I think if you change, like if you do primary, I don't know, what's your favorite color? Hot pink. Cool.
All right, and then we need to export this, right?
Yep. Export default theme.
Okay. And then because we just created a new file, we're gonna in here. Where did I do this? Here. We're gonna stop and restart.
Yes.
All right. Did I screw up the color contrast? That contrast looks okay. This would pass.
That's not bad.
You know what? I'm challenging you on that, Eco. I think this is right. I think the contrast is okay. Here's my background color. Why doesn't it show me my... Where did my accessibility tools go? Didn't this used to do contrast checking? Yo, what happened?
Uh-oh.
Huh. I could have sworn that these color tools used to do that for you. Well, okay. I'm not gonna fall down that rabbit hole because I certainly will. Let's... Yeah.
So there's that. I think right now it only has room for primary color, secondary. Wait, let me double check here. So primary, secondary. It's got something for muted and text. And those are basically, that's default that comes with theme UI.
I'm about to make the ugliest site you've ever seen. I can't remember if it's ear.
Wow.
Bad.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? The Nerds candy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
this is now a Nerds donation site.
That's good.
So one thing about this, right? It's a component, and so you could make.
Look, here they are.
Oh my God!
Look at
Where are these? Do they still sell these?
I think so. I don't know. Yeah, Nerds. I can't believe that they ever used to sell these because this is literally just tiny clumps of sugar. Like there's not anything else in it.
Right? That's so true. You could just sell anything, honestly.
Oh man. Yeah. That's okay. So we've done this. Now you said this is a component, right? So if I wanted to like embed this somewhere else?
Exactly. So we could start putting styles or other components around it. And so there's a reason why I gave it this opacity is because a big theme with donation pages is that they'll have like big giant pictures in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And there's usually like some you could see it's like transparent. Everything's transparent around the donation piece because you want to still show the picture in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no way.
Do you know what this color is called? Like which one this is? This background color?
Oh, I used RGB.
But like, does it have a named color in your theme?
Oh no, that's not that. You can't reach that right now.
Okay.
I basically hard coded that one.
I got you.
So which I regret. But if you wanted to maybe start adding I don't know, donation copy around this component on the index page, you can. You'll have to import it. So if you do index.js, and I think you can do, I don't think you need to do the brackets. I think you could straight up import the theme that way. So like, let's do, I don't know, let's just call this import donation right now.
Okay.
I think this is going to work from Gatsby theme stripe. And then if you go ahead and create the rest of the page,
let me do the JSX thing so that we can use our styles.
Yeah.
We're going to import JSX from theme UI. And we're not going to go into how this works, but basically what we're doing is we're saying we want theme UI to be able to custom process some things. So we're just using JSX as a helper instead of React.createElement, I think it is, or I think that's the one, and it just processes the SX prop. So then we're gonna say we want our index page to be let's return. We'll return a div, and inside that div, we'll say donate nerds, and then we can stick our donation in.
Yeah, I think this is gonna work. I hope it does.
We are about to find out. So we're gonna export default index page. Okay, then I'm going to start and stop because we just replaced our index.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it doesn't like something.
No. Oh yeah. So maybe
Do I have to dig in and get it out of the source? Like, is it a source
yeah,
component?
I think let's do that for now. But I think the way it's set up, yeah, let's just do it from source. I think it's pay selection.
Okay.
So let's just change donation. Yeah, there we go. Oh.
All right, and then I broke all my text, but that's okay because we can go in here and change it, and we'll just make it black so it's easy to see.
Right.
Okay, and then if I make my background, let's go with like light blue, or we'll go powder blue. I think that's an easy one to read on. Then we can see that this is starting to show up. So then I can go into here and we'll like add a little bit of style. So let's set our MX to be like auto. We'll set a max width of 500 pixels, or we can just make it 500. And then we'll set like a margin top and bottom of like 2 rem.
Hey, a raid.
Hey, thank you for the raid, Full Stack Live. Appreciate it. I love, oh my God, sudo make me a sandwich. That's so good. I love it. Thank you all so much. And there we go. Look at that. So now we've got this page coming in. Our custom stuff is here. We've got the ability to specify these things here. Our switcher is working. I mean, we'd want to make some. Let's swap out our secondary, I think, to or muted. So we'll swap that out to like white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. And then as we turn things on, we can see what's going on here. This looks cool, man. And it's great because it's doing what you would expect, right? So we're able to toggle, hit my $10. I want to donate monthly. Here we go, and now it's set up $10 per month, and that's going to just work. And so I can even check out with Google Pay. So I pay. This is in test mode, so it's not actually going to charge, and this sets up a recurring subscription.
Yes, exactly.
This is dope. Like, this is so cool that this just works, right?
Yeah, and so one thing I plan on doing, because right now the only way you can use this theme is if you create the products and plans on the Stripe dashboard. Once I hit MVP with my Stripe cart hooks library, I'm going to be basically redoing all the themes to use that, so that way you no longer would need the you won't need to be tied into the Stripe dashboard. You'll be able to basically just have like a data source. It could be like a JSON, an array of the product objects or whatever, and it'll just be able to render all the same without the crazy environment variable stuff.
Sure, yeah. I mean, this is really cool, man. Like, I think you've done a lot of good work here because it takes a lot of the busy work out, right? So like Stripe itself makes some of this stuff easy, and we saw earlier in the stream when Thor was on that. Let's see. Here's the actual site. So if we want to just get like a single button up, right? It's nice and fast. We copy paste something. We're able to like very quickly get this one thing up. But then we start adding complexity. So we now we've got like 4 different ways to do something. So I've got to build a UI. I got to figure out like how am I going to communicate to people that one of these is monthly versus the other 3 being like one-time donations, and there's all this like just subtle stuff that adds up and adds all this extra work. And what you've done is you've taken all that work away. So now I just create my products, I install this theme, add in my Stripe credentials, and it just happens. It just works. That's really powerful.
Yes, I can't wait. I want to get this. I can't wait to like really ship this thing. I'm going to be doing it soon, especially in a time like this with the whole pandemic and whatever. Like, there's probably a lot of places that could use a nice donation, a donation interface.
Mm-hmm. Let's get this thing online. I'm going to let's see, working donations. So I'm going to save that, and then I will git create. That's using the hub CLI to create a repo. I'm going to set my upstream to origin master. Then I'm going to set this thing up on Netlify. Mm-hmm. So use NTL init. That's going to have me create and configure a new site. I'm going to put it in my own repo. We will call this Gatsby Stripe donations. Okay. Our command is going to be npm run build, because that's the Gatsby build command. We're going to publish the public directory, because that's where Gatsby builds to. There it goes. All right. And then if I run Netlify open, hopefully it's going to open in this browser this time.
So much CLI.
I love it. I love being able to do this stuff so fast.
So it's building. I gotta set that up.
It's so good. So now we've got the site is building. It's running. This build is going to fail though, because we haven't set up our environment variables. So I need to add my. Let me get the values, and then I'm going to pull this off screen. So we'll get the Stripe API public and the Stripe API secret. All right. And then I'm going to pull these over so I can get the values stored.
Nerds. Yo, did you ever try Nerds Rope?
Oh, yeah. It was like Laffy Taffy with nerds on the outside.
I don't know if it was Laffy Taffy.
Wasn't it like something chewy?
It was something super chewy. Man, actually, I have no idea what that was. It was just a very sticky string of nerds.
This is not great, is what it was. It was like a guaranteed cavity. You could just feel it happening as you chewed on it.
I'm pretty sure I lost a few years of my lifespan from nerds.
All right, so I have updated these. So I'm going to stop this deploy. I can just cancel it here, and then I'm going to come up and we're going to build again.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got our environment so fast. Variables.
I need that.
So we've got this thing going. Our environment variables are in place now, so this should work the way we expect. And stud2 design. The contrast is on the text color, not on background color. So if I go back out and look at this, if I check the text color. Oh, it just showed it right in the preview. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right at the bottom, we can see the contrast is AA, so 7.93. I think Eco checked that for us. And then this one is not AA, so we would want to make that a little bit darker so that we could read it. But yeah, that's a cool tool. I didn't realize that they did it right in that popover. That's handy. So yeah, check your contrast. It's easier now than ever, apparently. Today I learned that that's available.
That's actually really sick. Yeah. Thank you.
Good pro tip. Thanks for that.
I have now leveled up as a developer because of that one message.
All right. So we are building. We're going. We've got no errors. That's a good sign. That means that our environment variables, I didn't typo anything. And we should be good to go here in just another few seconds. Man, you got any good plans this weekend?
This weekend is actually going to be very busy for me. Tomorrow, part of our boot camp, we have these recruiting events called at Resilient Coders called hackathons, and they're not real hackathons. It's just like introduction to what they'd be learning, introduction to the program and whatever. And it's just our way of trying to meet other potential students, and then we figure out who we want to bring on to the next cohort from there. So Saturday we're doing this, and it's all going to be remote for the first time. So
That's cool.
I have no idea what to expect. These events are usually really fun. We're using this platform called Remo, which like helps you have like a remote conference type setup where there's like little digital tables and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think it's Remo. Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, this is it's a really dope platform. And it's really high quality too. The video quality is there. There's a whiteboard thing. There's like all kinds of really nice stuff that comes with it. So
that's awesome. So I realized we screwed one thing up, which is that I hard coded this. And so what I need to do is I'm going to swap this out for process.m.url, which comes in from Netlify, and whatever we use is going to work. So if I run this locally, I think it should. Am I just off screen? There it is. So if I run really Netlify dev, we'll see it pulls in our API key and secret from Netlify, which is really handy. And then it detects that we're using Gatsby, so it's going to auto run Gatsby. And then if we go look at it, we can see here's our 888. So I'm going to go to donate. And did you fail on me? What happened? Success URL must start.
Oh.
It doesn't like my URL. Oh, I bet it didn't get past to Gatsby is why.
Would it you'd have to hard code the URL in an environment variable?
Yeah, so I could do something like this.
That's right.
We could do like localhost 8888. I could have sworn this came in from Gatsby though, so that's kind of a bummer that doesn't work. But anyway, so now that we've set this, I thought it came in from Netlify when you run Netlify dev, so I must have been mistaken about that. But let's add it all. Git commit, fix, use current deployed URL. Let's get this thing live, and then I think that's a good stopping point. So I'm going to push this change, and then as soon as that hits GitHub, we'll see a deploy start over here. All right, that's going to take a couple minutes. While we're waiting for that to build, Nick, where should people go if they want to follow up on your work or on you as a person?
So for now, best place would be just like following me on Twitter. I am very vocal about all of the things I'm doing. I also have my own personal site where I plan on. I've learned a lot in the past 2 or 3 months, like as far as building a hooks library and using Netlify for mono repo stuff, and just like I just have a whole bunch of stuff going on. So just like following me there, I'm going to be putting content out around the things that I've been doing. I'm also, I'm more excited. The thing I'm most excited about is the hooks library for Stripe that I'm working on. I want to start planning like a phase 2, which I'm thinking would be something like lifecycle methods, so that people could store the shopping cart data per user in their database of choice or something, you know?
Yeah.
Just like finding me on Twitter, hit me up if you have questions, especially when it comes to building themes, or anything like Stripe related. Like I've literally pretty much only been thinking about Gatsby and Stripe for like 6 months straight. Like it's like all that.
Yeah. And I mean, you've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
There was a question in the chat from the Real Pygon about the environment variable thing that I've got that shows. So if I open up my environment variables, how they're not visible. That is something called Cloak. So I will drop a link into the chat here. This is really helpful, and it's toggleable on and off, but it's a great way to be able to show environment variables without giving away your secrets. With that, our site has built, which means we should be able to do a test run. Let's donate $25. Here we go. All right, I'm going to use Google Pay. All right, and assuming everything went the way we want, do it. It should I think, take us to our site.
Boom.
There's our thank you page.
There we go.
Nick, this was dope, man. I feel like we built so much cool stuff today. I really appreciate you coming on. Thor, I think Thor has gone to bed, but Thor, thank you so much for coming on for the first half of the show.
Holy buckets,
This
did that just
was
work?
such a fantastic bit of like how to get some money coming in online in very little time. Like whether you're just hard coding a single button like Thor and I did, or whether you want to add options like Nick's got going on with this this Gatsby donations theme. This is like really, really powerful stuff. So stay tuned. We're gonna have more content on the Stripe side of things. We're gonna do all sorts of fun stuff here. We also have just fun stuff coming up in general. Let's take a look at the schedule. We have next week some really fun stuff coming. So on Monday, we're going to do Framer Motion, which if you've seen Framer, what Framer Motion does is it basically gives you like magic animation capabilities. Just really, really incredible stuff. Matt Perry is the author of that library. He's going to come on and teach us how it works. Then we've got Doug Sillers coming on. We're going to do video optimization. So if you have ever wanted to play video on a site, you may have noticed that sites that have videos go really, really slow. They just chug along. Doug is a specialist in optimizing for that. So he's going to show us how to make that go much faster, how to optimize your videos on your sites. And then on Thursday, Anjana Vakil, who is one of my favorite people. She's an excellent educator. She is really funny, super talented in a lot of different ways. She's working at a company now called Observable, which does like real-time data viz in a kind of Notion-like environment. It's kind of blows my mind. And she's going to show us how to use that. So it's going to be a great week next week. Make sure you go check out the schedule. Make sure you subscribe so that you can bury us in boops. Make sure that you join up the Party Corgi network. We've got so much good stuff coming on. If you come into the Party Corgi network, you're going to see me, you're going to see Nick, you're going to see other friends of the show like Dom, like Chris Biscardi, the Ryan Warner Codes, who's coming on in soon. And with a Corgi parade, I think that's it for us today. So stay tuned, chat. We are going to raid. Nick, thank you again, man. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. I'll see you in the Discord.
Absolutely. We'll see you soon, y'all.